What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is another episode of Tuesday's Talk right here on the channel. Thank you so much for joining us right here on OTB, wherever you may be. I mean, we can't hide it. We can't hide it. We are here to talk about something completely different, but it would be totally, you know, insensitive of us if we didn't speak about what has transpired over the last, I don't know, what would you say, like at least like the last 2 hours or so. Um,
Yeah,
eh, Jay Briscoe, one half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, one half of Dem Boys, one half of the Briscoe brothers. Jay Briscoe has sadly passed away at the age of 38. Such a young age to be taken away from this earth. Um, I'll let Love speak about his experience with the Briscoe brothers in just a second, but I just want to give a everybody here on OTB that is associated with OTB, all the guests that we have had over the course of the years that we have been here on YouTube, and basically just everybody that's associated with this podcast, solely like extend our condolences to Jay Briscoe and his family. His brother Mark, I can't even imagine what he's going through right now, and the rest of the Briscoe family. The Ring of Honor locker room, the AEW locker room, Impact, basically anybody, anywhere that the Briscoes have touched. I can't even imagine what's going on right now in all their minds. Everybody has been, pouring an outward of support to the Briscoes, and anybody that has supported them over the 20-year career or history of Jay and what he has meant for tag team wrestling. We just send our condolences and nothing but respect and love for Briscoe, and yeah, it's just such a sad tragedy, man. After everything we've been learning so far over the course of the hours that's been going on.
yeah. It's crazy, man. It's just um, I I I don't know. I don't. I'm not really good at like reacting to stuff like this. I guess.
Yeah,
My brain goes in like 18 different ways. I just it's weird because it was weird. I was just watching NXT and then just 5 minutes later, just okay. I'm like, okay, I don't even want to watch the show anymore because now I'm trying to figure out if it's a rumor or not. Then I see it's confirmed by multiple. I saw Tony tweet and I was like, okay, if he tweeted, then I assume he has a reliable source.
right.
Um, I was doing okay until I saw the video of him and his daughters dancing during COVID, and I was yep, that was this is absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really good at like at like formulating uh concise thoughts when stuff like this happens. Um, I can't imagine how the family and the close friends of Jay are feeling at this particular moment. Um, it's just this is just bad, bro. It's unfortunate. Life is very fragile, and I try not to. I try to think about that when I talk to y'all. I try to tell people that I love them as much as I can because
yeah,
um, things happen so fast, and it's just like I think about it and I laugh sometimes because it's like we often get down on ourselves over like small things, like us like some social media stuff or something that happened at work, or something small, like so we like anything minuscule, and then I feel like we often forget how quickly this all can just stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or how quickly you can lose someone that you just spoke to. Um, and obviously, I never spoke to him, but it's just all of us who have devoted our lives and attention to professional wrestling. When someone passes away who has provided us this entertainment, put their body on the line for us for any amount of time, it's rough to see them just be gone at the blink of an eye. You know, um, I wish I knew more about the Briscoes like beforehand. I didn't really get hip to them until I saw the Hardys were going on their the retirement tour they were doing in Ring Honor.
Oh, that's right. The Expedition of Gold or
Yeah,
whatever that was. Yeah.
and I was watching all those matches, and I that was my first time seeing them, and they were freaking sick. And still, one of the greatest matches I ever saw was that freaking dog collar match against FTR. That was the most one of the most insane things I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
Um, there, I don't know what to say about just the entertainment aspect of it. Um, this is just it's really bad, man. Just I advise all of you just to tell your friends, family, loved ones that you love them, because things can change really fast for the good and for the bad, and unfortunately, tonight was one of the bad ones. This sucks, bro.
Yeah. I mean, speaking from, I, I never got to actually see them live, but from what, we were able to see on, Ring of Honor television when they had their TV deal, or basically any Ring of Honor pay-per-view that you've seen with them, they revolutionized tag team wrestling, especially over the last 20 years when they legitimately dominated the entire Ring of Honor, the tag team division, becoming 13-time, excuse me, tag team champions, winning their 13th tag team titles against the FTR in the third and final part of their trilogy. You're so right in saying of, them just please, everybody, I implore you guys, just tell your friends, your family, y- that you love them, because at the end of the day, we don't know when all of this could just come to an end. It's so sudden. It's so drastic. You don't know when it's coming. So it's just best that you tell them now before it's too late, because if you don't, and you don't have that final moment with them, it's gonna last. It's gonna last. And now, we the one thing that I could tell from everybody that is tweeting about Jay and how, the wrestling world is reacting to this right now, is that the one thing that we do know about Jay is that his family meant everything to him. His daughter, his wife, basically his brother, and anybody else that's a family aspect of Jay meant so much to him. And while he was on the road, we probably don't know. I don't know much about him, so I can't really speak on it. But he was on the road for over those 20 years that he has been, in this pro wrestling world, and it's crazy to even think that something like this could happen. And you know, we just want to just hold the people that you love dearly close, and tell them that you love them, because anything could happen at any given moment. It's just sad.
Yeah, bro.
And at this point, I'm just rambling on because I don't know what to say, and it's just it's
Actually,
but
life is crazy sometimes, dog. It's just it puts a lot in perspective.
yes,
Um,
yes,
I'm a break the. I don't know if we have a fourth wall as a podcast, but I'm gonna just break it a little bit if we have one. But me and Phil are planning.
yeah,
I guess you already know. Phil coming down here to watch Raw, and um, today, uh, I got paid for my job, and I was mad this morning. I talked to Phil. I was like, I didn't get paid as much as I thought I would. I don't want to go to the wrestling show anymore. 'Cause I don't want to sit up on all in the nosebleeds. And I'm like, nah, right. I'm thinking about it. It's like, all right, obviously there's something like that. Like I didn't want to sit here. I wanted to get better seats for the show. All this shit. I wish I had more money in my pocket. All this shit. I get time to spend. I get to meet someone who I became friends with over the internet.
yeah,
2.5 years ago, I guess 2.5,
yeah. Most
something
like
like that.
yeah, pretty much.
He's coming down here to my dangerous ass city to like just to watch wrestling with me. We've been watching wrestling over the internet for 2 years now, and I finally get to see him. I'm like, man, I don't care if we're on the damn roof. I get to spend time with bro. You know what I'm saying? We get to watch this fucking Raw and shit. You know what I'm saying?
The
So it's like,
30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
yeah,
My first wrestling event in 2022, 2023, and I
yeah,
get to spend it with you, who I have grown so close to.
yeah.
It's not even funny. We're legitimately brothers from other mothers, legitimately, and especially differently. But
That's what I'm saying.
um,
I told myself that this morning. I was
it,
talking to my other friend who's going. I'm like, yo, obviously we wanted things to go a certain way, but I'm like, bro, we're watching wrestling. I get to watch it. One of my friends. Um, that's all I
it's
could
gonna be
ask for.
great.
I don't give a fuck where we're sitting. I'm
Right.
here spending time with him, um, and that's all I can ask for. So I implore y'all, just spend time with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't push it off. Don't say you'll do it tomorrow because tomorrow is not promised. I, I I've had way too many instances. Like if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a person a boy there or a man there. Um, one of my friends, I wished him happy birthday, and then 2 days later, gone. Woke up, he was gone. So it's just like I and I it's hard for me to like do stuff like this because I've seen how quickly things change, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I can't imagine how the actual family is feeling. You know what I'm saying? That a family member, a father, a brother, cousin, uncle, all that just is just gone. You know what I'm saying? So I just I implore y'all just to spend time with people as much as you can. Talk to people. Don't get mad over the small shit. The shit does not matter. None of this stuff you can. None of the followers, the numbers, the money, clothes. None of you can't take it with you. You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
go, we all have a certain timer on our lives, and we don't know when it goes up, but we all just hope that ourselves and us, the people around us, have the longest timer possible. Because we obviously don't want to see us go before our time, and but at the same time, we don't know. There is no time. There is no time where you want to see one of your loved ones go. You know what I'm saying? There's
And
no you, you
yeah.
can't gauge that. You know?
And I mean, just recently, I mean, I know this isn't the pro wrestling world, but we just got out of the whole Damar Hamlin situation.
Yeah,
24-year-old kid who it was just a routine tackle on a football field, went into cardiac arrest. And he was legitimately fighting for his life in that hospital bed. And he just got out of the hospital and got released from it not too long ago. And he is, still obviously fighting to continue to get better week in, week out. And I highly doubt he's going to make it on the football field ever again. But that's his decision, and we'll get there when we get there, and that'll be his decision to make. But you know, that right there was it was a whole tragedy in and of itself because it nothing like that has ever happened before. And then this comes about, and it's just a terrible situation that nobody ever wants to go through. And especially with the family, we're pro wrestling fans, and I sent out a tweet saying that this type of energy that we're all kind of feeling right now is to a certain extent something that only pro wrestling fans can feel at the moment, because while we're on two different sides of the barricade, that doesn't matter because it's a life that, he put his life at risk getting in that square circle for us every single week, every single time that a Ring of Honor had an event. And he legitimately put his body through hell just for the fun of it. I mean, you look at the Briscoe, you look at any other Briscoe match, they're practically none, like, no, like, no insensitivity here taken, but like they were legitimately trying, like they would die for this business. And it's not like I'm not trying to be insensitive in saying that, but like the fact of the matter is that he put his body and life on line almost every single time that he was there. And now it sucks to say that it it, it, it legitimately went too far this time, but um, we just extend our condolences. It's just a terrible situation, and we just we just want everybody to know that you just gotta tell people that you love them before it's too late, because you don't know when things are gonna happen. And Loft just shared a personal story with him and his good friend, right? And I don't want to make this about me, but
Talk about
I
it.
when it comes to, just telling somebody that you love them before it's too late, I never got a chance to do that with my grandfather. I never did, because we were going to celebrate a birthday of my cousin,
Mm.
and on that day that the party was supposed to happen, 2 o'clock in the morning, my grandfather just gets up out of bed to just go to the bathroom. Heart attack right then and there. Hits his head on the radiator and could not, and he just passed right then and there. Could not do anything about it. And when the ambulance went around the block, instead of just going down the road to get to our house,
Mm.
myself, my grandmother, my dad, basically everybody in our family had it convinced in our mind that if the ambulance just went down that road instead of going all the way around the block to get to our house, we would have been able to save his life. But it just was not meant to be. He died at the age of 66, and even that's way too young
Yeah.
to take somebody away from this world. I didn't even get a chance to see him in the hospital before all that kind of went away. So that whole thing of telling somebody that you love them before it's too late, that just hits way, way too close to me. And now the Briscoe family has to bond together and really, really get through this. We all know that they're strong enough to do it, considering what the Briscoes have done over their career, but still sucks. Still sucks. We just hope and pray that things get better. Nothing is ever too easy in this world, but losing a loved one, losing a brother like that, that's just too hard. So
Yeah, man.
again, we here at OTB extend our condolences to the Briscoe family, but it would be it would be totally insensitive of us if we didn't even mention it. So we're here, and we love you guys, truly. So, all right, guys. This wasn't a podcast to talk just about that. Um, I know it's going to be hard to, kind of move on from that, and I appreciate everybody in the comment section that is sharing, their members of the Briscoes and everything like that. In the comment section after this video is published, I want you guys to name a favorite moment that you have with the Briscoes. Whether it's just Jay personally, because I know he's a 2-time Ring of Honor World Champion, or whether his tag team championship reigns or any matches that he has had. Leave a match in the comment section. Leave a great moment of his that you have of him. And yeah, man, let's just spread positivity and, just be there for each other as we go through this time. But we're here.
Yeah, man.
Shit. We're here, as you guys can see in the title of the video, to talk about the best of Friday Night SmackDown, or basically SmackDown as a whole. Because SmackDown went through a lot of different days, honestly. I think we've been Tuesdays. I think I think there was a Thursday Night SmackDown at one point. Obviously Friday Night SmackDown. A lot of SmackDowns, a lot of eras. We're here to talk about the best of it all. And the final segment, I'm making a SmackDown 6, an updated version of the SmackDown 6. Let's get right into it, man. You started watching SmackDown at what age, what year, and was SmackDown the first brand that really caught your eye?
Shit, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I think the first time I started watching SmackDown, I think it was like around the UPN era. So it was like, you good?
Yeah, no, I'm just I'm just trying to get myself out of my mind.
Oh yeah, fucking. The first time I watched SmackDown was the UPN era, so like 2006, like right after the Teddy Long wedding. How insane that was!
Okay.
And if you know, UPN was like BET, but not BET yet. So they were like, I ain't gonna lie, they pandered to the black community. So when I turned that show on and I saw Jagged Edge singing at Teddy Long's wedding, I was like, I'm like 7, and my dad was like watching, like, what are you doing? I'm like, wrestling. I don't know. I didn't have any knowledge of what that was. And my first like actual wrestling, like watching them wrestle, was probably that next year, sometime in 2007, or probably early 2006, or late 2006, I should say. But yeah, around that time, right after
UPN was the first network that aired SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was that 2006 was the tail end of the UPN era, but still, that's crazy. Okay.
Because here it was channel 17.
I just looked it up. That's why.
Yeah. Here it was like channel 17. So I think that whatever local channel that was, my PHL 17, I think it was, it flipped over to that. And I guess that was everyone's local channel in their respective area. And that's when I started watching SmackDown like every single week. I couldn't watch Raw because I had to go to bed at before 11:05, but SmackDown was my shit. So that's where I saw like Jeff and Undertaker and Rey Mysterio, all that shit. That was, I've been Team SmackDown just as far as I can remember, because I didn't watch Raw till mid 2009, like live. I didn't start watching live Raws until like mid 2009, I think. I always called SmackDown, never missed a SmackDown, but Raw was late. So all my early wrestling memories are just SmackDown shit, and that's been my favorite brand since forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was always gravitated towards SmackDown too. I mean, anybody that was a favorite of mine was on Friday Night SmackDown, other than John Cena, who always just was on Monday Night Raw. Um, except for that one time where they drafted him to Friday Night SmackDown and then
Yeah,
drafted him back to Monday Night Raw. That was just
that was the
disgusting.
funniest.
That
I
was
was,
so.
I was so confused. I think that
I
had
was
to be a
I was I
Raw.
was well, no, that was a Monday Night Raw episode of the
Yeah,
draft, but they drafted him to Friday Night SmackDown after the main event, and then all of a sudden, because they got 2 draft picks, they get drafted him back to Monday Night Raw.
yeah. Because okay, now I remember. 'Cause he came back. He came out with the shirt and then took the. I think he took the.
So, like,
And then
what
he had the
happened
Raw.
was,
I was like, what?
I think it was, like, one of the first or second draft picks for Friday Night SmackDown of that night,
Yeah,
and SmackDown won their match, obviously, to get a draft pick,
yeah.
and the random generator just chose John Cena, and John
Like,
Cena
oh,
came out. He was so excited, and then he put on the SmackDown shirt, and then at the main event on Monday Night Raw won the main event, and the random generator again chose John Cena, but he was back on Monday Night Raw, and John Cena was in that main event. So he took off the SmackDown shirt, and under it, he was wearing a Raw shirt. So I was like, "Fuck,
we were this close. We were this close.
it's close."
This close.
Um, but as you guys know, I've been watching WWE since 09, 010, and that era was basically the My Network TV era up until Sci-Fi.
Oh yeah.
Sci-Fi
That's
started
good.
in 2010, really, but the My Network TV was during 2008 to 2010. So
Mhm.
in that 09, 010 era, we had My Network TV. I have no idea what channel it was. That was so long ago. I got no idea. But um,
I remember that shit.
especially
I didn't have cable back then, so it was only channel 17. That shit was crazy.
especially in Connecticut, because I know obviously different cable networks and different boxes and everything like that have different channel numbers. So I have no
Yeah.
idea. Um, but yeah, I started around that time. And then sci-fi, I remember vividly that in 2010, as soon as I got home from school, I did my homework right away because I did not want to miss a single ounce of Friday Night SmackDown because they're like, listen, Phil, you're not going to be able to watch wrestling until you do your homework. So I'm like, fine. I
Yeah.
go in my room, I do my homework, I get that done. And channel 49, all the way
40.
back then in 2009, 2010, was sci fi. I remember it was channel 49 because channel 50 was ABC Family.
There you go.
So channel 49 was sci-fi, and I was able to watch sci-fi and Friday Night SmackDown. And I've been a fan of Friday Night SmackDown for the life of me. And then all of a sudden, I remember during the entire course of it all, um, it changed. It changed from Fridays to, like, I think Tuesday was a night for it at one point. Then
It
they
was
went to
I remember I don't think I was watching at this time. It was probably like early 2006. It was on
I
Thursday.
I know they taped it on Tuesdays when they aired it on Friday because that's how things kinda just worked back then when it was Friday Night SmackDown when it was taped.
Yeah,
Um,
it was Thursdays, and then they changed it to Fridays, and then they went back to Tuesday, and then went back to Friday.
right,
Thursday was I don't think I was watching when it was on Thursdays. I don't think.
it was so weird, but yeah, it was such a pivotal time in my pro wrestling, fandom because SmackDown was the one that I gravitated towards. Because honestly, I really couldn't watch Monday Night Raw because I couldn't stay up. And we talked about that in our videos, but when we saw that TikTok. So I mean, I was able to watch maybe an hour and a half on Monday Night Raw, and then I had to catch the rest of the hour and a half on
Yeah.
like delay because I told my family too, please do not tape over the show. I gotta continue watching it because if you tape over the show, oh, I was gonna be mad. but but yeah, Friday Night SmackDown was always just something that gravitated towards me, and I'll always remember it. And Saul, if you want to come on in, you can. I can switch out the background, but But yeah, I'll get. I sent the link in the Instagram chat, so click on it. You're good to go. So yeah, come on in and I'll switch the layout. But yeah, Friday Night SmackDown, man, or just SmackDown in general, always a great show. Always. I really don't remember a. No, that's kind of a lie. There were some bad SmackDowns over the course of the time, but
Oh yeah, fuck.
like there were some bad SmackDowns at the times, but like SmackDown had that great roster though, and I felt like SmackDown always had a great roster
Yeah.
that it was always diverse with so many different styles of pro wrestling that really caught my eye with with luchador style with Stereo to high flying and Jeff Hardy or basically anybody like that. Different styles. And that's what I really liked about SmackDown because it gave those superstars a chance to show what they were about. They were always known as the B show, but they never really were that B show that they wanted them to be.
I think that's why I think they like most times like performed better than Raw, because Raw was just like they were expected at a certain level, and SmackDown always had a chip on their shoulder, so they were like, okay, well, now we have to actually like perform in a different way, because Raw was usually, from what I remember, Raw was like a lot of promos. You know what I'm saying? Like most of my early memories of Raw was like the guest host and stuff like that, promos, and then like main event matches. You know, I started watching Raw around like 2009, so all the like older Raws I didn't watch until when I got older. But SmackDown, I always felt like they had like an hour less of time. It felt like, because at that time I think they were both 2 hours, but SmackDown always found a way, I feel like, to put more wrestling in there somehow. I'm not sure how, but I think they just either put a whole bunch of matches in there that were like squash matches or whatever, but somehow I've always felt like SmackDown had more wrestling on it, especially in the early years. And I feel like Raw has like, the only reason why I don't think I really gravitated towards Raw, because I Raw's evolution as a show didn't really start for me until like the Super Show era. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
Okay.
that was like a bad evolution. I hated John Laurinaitis and I hated that Super Show shit. But SmackDown had like 5 different eras of like insanity, you know. Because for me, like the prime for SmackDown for me, like I tell people this all the time, was like that 2008, 2009. That was my favorite time period. You had that era of SmackDown. You had SmackDown Live era. You had the sci-fi era, which I think is extremely underrated, because just they changed the whole aesthetic of that show for like, how long was it on sci-fi? 2-3 years, or something like
that. From what I have here, they were on sci-fi from 2010 to 2015, actually.
Damn.
They really didn't. Then they changed to the USA Network apparently from 16 to 19.
Mm-hmm.
When the hell? I still can't remember. When was SmackDown on USA? I have no recollection of that.
From 2016 to 2019, apparently. Like that.
I think 2015. I think, because they started doing it on Thursdays too, and they put it on.
It was on Thursdays.
Yeah, I said Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
SmackDown used to be on Thursdays before it became Friday night, or before it became Tuesday SmackDown Live and all that. So SmackDown was on Thursdays before it all. Friday night became special.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. I'm going to check right now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it just crazy times as always. But yeah, it's well, so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
As always, brother. We were just talking about when we first started watching Friday Night SmackDown. I mean, obviously, we kind of went through our history of when we started watching wrestling and everything like that.
Right.
We know that you are a very you're legitimately an encyclopedia when it comes to this kind of stuff. So you know, it's great to have you on as always. When did you start watching pro wrestling and SmackDown, and Was SmackDown really that brand that gravitated towards you and pro wrestling?
See this profile right here? You see this? This
Obviously,
is the man.
yeah.
This is the man. This is the man that brought me to wrestling. 2004 brought me was when I first started. I first started watching it. That man caught my eye. My brother and my dad started watching wrestling, obviously, and SmackDown was actually the first ever show I ever watched. I couldn't watch Raw, obviously, because it's on a Monday. It's a school day. It's a school day, obviously, for y'all. But Friday was my first show. I saw Eddie, and I was like, "Who's this dude? This dude's awesome." And like I even saw like Rey Mysterio and all that, and like SmackDown in a whole was just the show for me. Like every Thursday, to Friday night. Friday night was the best. I thought was like I felt every time I watched it, I feel connected to it, and like I wish I went to a show when I was younger, obviously, but never got a chance to. But SmackDown's just it's just that show, man. Like, and I saw Jeff Hardy. I've watched Jeff Hardy on SmackDown too. I thought he was pretty dope too. Developed him more. Yep. And then obviously also SmackDown is another spot where you can develop yourself as a bigger star as well. And like that's where all the big stars have come from. John Cena and Kurt Angle and like Eddie Guerrero is another person that made SmackDown special, and like I said, and Rey and Undertaker and like all that phenomenal. I cannot describe it. I cannot describe it because there's just so much to talk about SmackDown. It's just like it's the best show ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. SmackDown was just really that show that got a lot of us into just that state of mind of just being that pro wrestling fan that we are today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you've been watching this since 2004, and legitimately next year, I'm going to be watching pro wrestling for over 20 years of your existence, or at least 20 years of your life. That's
20.
crazy.
Yeah. It's about to be 20 years since I've been a wrestling fan. It's crazy.
Dude, like, and I'm looking back at my, time. Started watching in 2009. I'm about to be in I'm in that 14-year range. Honestly, really, this Rumble coming up, and it's funny. It's really funny because it comes up on the 28th.
Right.
And the first show that I remember is legitimately sometime during the Royal Rumble season in 2009, 2010. I went over to my friend's house, and coincidentally, we watched Friday Night SmackDown, and that was on like the 28th of whatever month it was, and that was like one of my first ever wrestling shows. And I do remember telling everybody this, that like my real first wrestling show from beginning to end was, I believe, and you guys remember Friday Night SmackDown, I believe it was at least, where CM Punk and Jeff Hardy had that steel cage match.
Don't mention that. Don't mention that.
Listen. That was legitimately my first wrestling show. And yeah, while it was a fantastic match, as soon as I get into the goddamn business of a guy that was legitimately going to be one of my favorites has to leave because Punk screwed him over and made him leave the company. But listen, I was able to watch TNA, and TNA kind of helped save Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
Don't get me started. Oh yeah.
That's where Kurt Angle got his career too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
TNA legitimately helped me with the fandom of Jeff Hardy because I couldn't watch him in WWE. So there we go. TNA kind of saved me.
Oh, talk to him, Phil. Oh yeah.
No, I know. Trust me. Like I'm saying, like before, like hell, listen. If I didn't know really much about TNA, I would not have known much about Jeff Hardy until he came in. So listen, it was gonna be fantastic. But yeah, it was just incredible. SmackDown to me always had those banger matches too that always got slept on. They're just random ass TV matches that seem like they should be on pay-per-view, but they were just on a random ass SmackDown, and it was just great.
Did you ever watch, if you ever invested to watch more wrestling since you became a fan, did you ever watch Eddie versus Edge on an episode of SmackDown?
Oh, yes.
No disqualification. One of the greatest matches on SmackDown ever.
Yes.
What year is that?
Yes.
I gotta watch
2003, if I'm correct.
2003. 2003. Just insane. Absolutely insane. The stuff that they did in that match is just incredible. It's just a regular no disqualification match, and they were using goddamn ladders. Bro, what?
That power bomb.
What are we doing?
One of the best spots in that match was that power. Was that power bomb that Edge did to Eddie. I thought that was
great.
Jeff and Ray had a match.
That was something.
I read that they said Jeff and Ray never had a one-on-one match.
No, a tag team. It was a tag team.
It was a tag team, but
I think that was like a Mandela effect in my head. I always thought Jeff and Ray had a match. I thought that was a one-on-one. It was a tag match the whole time. I didn't even realize it until like a few months ago.
Right.
I thought it was a one-on-one. It just wasn't.
Yeah, no, I legitimately learned that it was a tag team match myself. And then once I learned that it was a tag team match, I legitimately went back and watched it because I'm like, no, there's no way it was a tag match. But it was all along.
Did you? When I have to ask this, Phil, when did you discover The Undertaker while watching SmackDown?
Oh, well, obviously you guys know I watched during the time of 2009, 2010. The first real storyline I remember of The Undertaker, and this was a great story because obviously it was between the two brothers, Kane and Undertaker at the time, but it was it was and I know people are going to remember this, so just keep in mind as I'm saying this, and YouTube, this is a pro wrestling storyline. It was when he was in a vegetative state.
Yep, that one. Yep.
I believe, didn't they end it in like a buried alive match at like a bragging rights or something like that, or whatever?
They did.
It was a casket match to SummerSlam, I think.
No. The casket match. It wasn't a casket match. It was Ray and Kane at SummerSlam. Undertaker returned from a casket, and then that's when the feud started.
Why was the casket there?
Undertaker was in it.
Undertaker was in it. That's how he returned.
And Kane also would like bring it to the ring because like it's for like justice of whoever put Undertaker in a vegetative state. Yeah.
That's why I was like, why was the casket there? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why was it already there?
Kane also used to bring it to the ring too. Yeah. I'm like, I will find out who did this to my brother.
I'm proud of myself. I even got the pay-per-view right. It was Bragging Rights 2010, Kane versus The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight title. That's how the feud ended.
You didn't need me.
That's how the feud ended. I knew it was Bragging Rights for some reason, because honestly, Bragging Rights was legitimately just Survivor Series on steroids, Raw versus SmackDown, but it was just a thing. They legitimately, and this is the one thing I didn't understand about WWE at the time. They had Bragging Rights, which was Raw versus SmackDown, but then like maybe 2 months later, they had Survivor Series. Like, what the fuck is supposed to be Bragging Rights then if it's Survivor Series? It just
think around that time for Survivor Series, it was for like the Raw to have like 5-on-5 and SmackDown to have 5-on-5 on their brand and Raw to have on theirs too. But the SmackDown competitors faces their competitors that are on SmackDown. Raw faces Raw competitors on Raw too. Like that's what it was like before it became Raw versus SmackDown type of vibe.
I'm legitimately gonna watch Bragging Rights 2010 when I get off of here.
No, you should watch the one in 2009. That's the night Batista turned on Ray. You're supposed to be my friend. No, just throws him like a. I was like, I'm like,
and this is an absolutely hilarious story too. My good friend Trent, if you're watching this, see, I remember your story to this freaking day, bro. So like I think it was on the Friday Night SmackDown where Batista did that, right? You're like, or how he ever turned on Ray or something like that, right? Like, because there was something that was going on. Well, okay. A random ass fans yelled, "I hate you, Batista, and I hate you too." I don't know if that was a Friday Night SmackDown or not, but like
no, that was Extreme Rules against Cena.
Okay, so that was Extreme Rules. Okay, well then it's not really gonna be meant for the story of Batista and Ray, but and this doesn't even really apply to Friday Night SmackDown, but it's okay. My friend Trent, he legitimately told me that he was at Extreme Rules that night, and he told me that he was that kid. He told me that he was that kid that screamed, "I hate you, Batista. I hate you too."
Oh my god! Yeah. No.
And then legitimately just recently, like maybe like a couple years ago, he said, "Phil, remember that story I told you of me saying that I was the kid that said I hate you, Batista, and he yelled at me saying I hate you too?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I led you on for so long. That wasn't me." I'm like, "Dude, I had a freaking dude."
He's like, "I knew it."
In the back of my head, I always kind of knew. I'm like, that wasn't him. I legitimately watched back that pay-per-view that night after I was done hanging out with him to hear that, like, if it was his voice but just a younger version of him. No, I could tell right then and there that it wasn't, but like he made me believe for so goddamn long that it was him, and it wasn't him all along. I'm like, dude, I hate you.
But like, we're no longer friends
for so long.
We're no longer friends. How could you do this to me?
I thought you were my friend.
I thought you were my friend. I thought what we had was special.
Did. But yeah, it was absolutely insane. SmackDown, man, it's legitimately just the show. They always retreated like not the redheaded stepchild because they were blue, but you know what I mean. They were always just, the number 2 brand. Everybody knew that they were like number 1. I mean, come on now. A lot of people were just gravitating towards that.
Did you ever prefer SmackDown over Raw when you were watching it at that time?
Oh yeah, easily. That's what I'm saying. I always preferred SmackDown, mainly because of the fact that it was on a Friday and I can actually watch it.
I get that. I was after Eddie passed. I was Raw because Cena. That was why. Because Cena left SmackDown. Like honestly, I was kind of bummed out. I was kind of bummed out about it, honestly, because Cena's a Raw guy. I'll give it. He's a Raw guy. But SmackDown, like I said, I'll tell you another banger match. Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar had an Iron Man match on an episode of SmackDown. Banger.
Oh my god, dude.
And you want to talk about moments? How about we talk about when Booker T and Stone Cold Steve Austin fought in a supermarket?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, dude, that's just iconic.
That's iconic. Well, if we're talking SmackDown, we got to talk about some moments here too. Like,
dude, it's legitimately.
Oh, you can't forget about my man. Where's Loft? You can't forget about my man, King Booker. That was the name he picked. That was the name he picked. King Booker. And that gimmick was phenomenal too. And also, funny thing about it is, if Loft's listening, SmackDown was when the Biggest Bob debuted on an episode of SmackDown.
For some reason, I thought he was always gravitated towards ECW. When?
Yeah,
I know he was in ECW.
Yeah,
that's legitimately not
SmackDown. The Biggest Bob was born on SmackDown.
Then why did I always think that he was basically just ECW?
Because Vince, like you were probably stuck in 2007 a little bit because he was in that mix. But around 2005 and 2006, he was a SmackDown. Then he went to ECW.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously Brock Lesnar, he was the next big thing over there. The Viper, Randy Orton,
Undertaker, and oh my God. Okay, story time right here
the
too.
Randy and Undertaker feud was absolutely insane.
Underrated
I will say that, yes.
Underrated storyline at that time. But I'm telling you this straight up. I legit thought Randy killed the Undertaker. Like, you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Yep.
He took the low rider and just run it back to the I thought he killed the Undertaker. I was like,
Yeah.
what the heck just happened? Like, what is going on here, bro? Like, I didn't think that was wow.
Taker walking out of the flaming casket. Yes, Corbin.
That was no mercy. That was no
dude.
mercy.
That
was no mercy. Taker walking out of a flaming. That was Survivor Series. At Survivor Series, yeah. Like, their feud was top notch.
Yeah. Man, there's so much stuff we can honestly get into, and honestly, one podcast to talk about the best of SmackDown is not enough.
No.
It's really not, considering all the different type of eras and all the different time frames that SmackDown went under.
I can talk about SmackDown all day.
And Loth, I know you're here. I know you're here. The blue ropes. The blue ropes.
The blue ropes.
Dude. When the ropes were blue, you knew it was gonna be a good time. And
yes.
And bro,
yes. Bring back, change the ropes. You guys are still making that. You guys are still making that trend still. That guy right here
still has that.
Change the ropes. Hey,
I'm still doing the whole change the stage thing, because honestly, any type of staging, we're good there.
Phil. What you know about the SmackDown Fist? What you know about the SmackDown Fist? What do you know about the SmackDown Fist, bro? What you know about that, Phil? What you know about that?
The SmackDown Fist was, first of all, it's such an iconic stage. The fact of the matter is that when you saw that stage, when you saw the Fist, you knew it was just going to be a great time. I legitimately wanted somebody to jump off that Fist every single week.
Honestly, when RVD was on SmackDown, I legit wanted that to happen. Honestly, I wanted to see him do a 5-star, like through a table or whatever, because RVD was that extreme. Like,
I wanted somebody to jump off that Fist every single week. Just insane stuff right there. Seriously, I love the stages that SmackDown has had over the course of years. Raw's had some pretty okay stages, but SmackDown, they just had stellar stages every single year.
Yeah, I will say.
Paul Burchill's entrance. Oh my God, yes, Paul.
Oh, you're talking about that? You mean that wannabe Captain Jack Sparrow?
The pirate guy, yeah.
You're talking about that wannabe Captain Jack Sparrow, bro?
Yeah,
I forgot about. No. What you know about my guy Simon Dean? What you know about that? What you know about my guy Simon Dean?
I didn't know much about Simon Dean up until recently, when somebody told me about him. So I looked him up, and
he was a jobber, but the most entertaining thing that I don't think he ever recovered after this. The only time I remembered Simon Dean was when he had that one match with Batista, and he gave him a muscle milk. Muscle milk,
dude. Yes. Oh, Zach Allen. Yeah, I remember.
Are you talking about when Brock beat him? I thought the man was dead too. Honestly,
I remember Zach very well. From what we actually know about him now, I mean, I don't think he's wrestling anymore, but he was in the business for quite some time after his stint in WWE. Obviously Eugene. I mean, Eugene is just
Eugene was raw, but you can't go wrong with Eugene.
Come on, wrong with Eugene.
Hey, Hornswoggle, come on, my guy. Listen.
He lived under a ring. He lived under a professional wrestling ring. It was fantastic. And then
Boogie, my guy Boogie, man. Boogie. What you know about Boogie? Come on.
Boogie.
And hey, the man like traumatized me when I was a child, dude. I could not. I legit thought Booker T was gonna beat this guy and like put him down forever. I was like, please beat him up, please beat, because he terrified me. And when he put the worms in it, I'm like, stop.
Absolutely insane. Man, it's just great.
What y'all know about Zach Gallo? Listen. The only thing I could tell you is he had a match with Vince one time, and I legit was like, I gave him my respect, but like when he beat Vince, like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Chavo Guerrero versus Ray in an I Quit match. I was pissed. Like Ray was like, my leg. He was stuck on the stage or whatever. His leg was stuck. And he's like my leg. He's like, he didn't want to quit. Like Ray was like, had so much pride. He was like, nope, I'm not quitting.
Oh yeah, dude, it's
There's
insane.
so much SmackDown stuff we could talk about, dude. Like everything on SmackDown, like you said, Phil, is just so good. I could talk about it, and I could talk about the moments. I could talk about Brock and Big Show breaking the ring, and it started becoming a trend. Like every few years, we're gonna see another person break the. I honestly thought Omos and Braun Strowman were gonna break the ring. Honestly, at Crown Jewel, I legit thought they were gonna break the ring.
The first time I ever saw a ring break, and you're gonna have to. I know the pay-per-view, but just tell me the year. It was Mark Henry in the Big Show at Vengeance.
Yes, got the pay-per-view. Got the pay-per-view right.
I got no idea the year.
I heard someone say change the ropes.
Was it like 2011?
12. You were close. You were close.
Dude, Vengeance. Who remembers the goddamn Vengeance pay-per-view?
Kurt Angle, The Rock, and The Undertaker in a triple threat match? Are you kidding me? What?
Well,
like
listen,
for the undisputed title?
They brought back Vengeance in 2012. I didn't know Vengeance was a pay-per-view before then, so I was like, oh. Okay.
And then,
but yeah, but dude, we were just talking about random ass moments, random ass superstars that we know, love. Do you remember a guy named Paul Burchill?
Yeah.
You remember a guy named Zach Gallen?
The broken leg dude.
The broken leg dude. Oh my god.
He had.
What you know about my guy Simon Dean?
Prosthetic leg.
Prosthetic leg.
Prosthetic leg.
I knew they had. I knew someone's leg.
Locke, what you know about my guy Simon Dean, who walked around with that freaking Paul Blart water?
God.
He got destroyed by Batista, so we're good.
And here's the thing, Love. I didn't know much about Simon Dean up until recently when I just saw a random ass TikTok about him. But I'm like, dude, that man's a jobber.
Oh, what y'all know about Kazarni? Y'all know about Kazarni though. What y'all know about
Kazarni?
Oh my god,
Kazarni was kind of stupid.
Nah, hang on. Loft. I just gave Phil a fun fact. SmackDown was also the brand that the biggest Bob debuted at.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The biggest Bob was on SmackDown. That's how Bobby Lashley became the biggest Bob in the world.
And here's the thing. For some reason, I always just thought of him just as an ECW guy.
That's just disrespectful.
Because I was just stuck in 2007. All right.
Cena was hot.
He had the belt.
Cena was more over. Cena was more over with that WWE Championship more than Bobby on ECW, bro. Like.
Well, that's not fair. His standard was John Cena.
That wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair. No. Yeah, my man got robbed at that era because Batista and John Cena were like the top tier around that era, or like they were like the biggest stars around that era. It was like they were trying to make Batista and no. They were trying to make Cena and Batista like Austin and The Rock. They were trying to so bad during Ruthless, but they couldn't. What were you trying to say, Love?
Talking about fucking. I just lost it. What the fuck?
I also talked about the supermarket with Booker T and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
King Booker.
What you know?
When Adam Cole beat Daniel Bryan.
Yes. Yep.
That was ridiculous.
That was crazy.
So good. So good.
Crap.
Hey. No.
But I was talking about the change the ropes movement. Whenever the ropes were blue, you knew it was going to be a good time. The stage with the SmackDown fist. Bro,
yeah.
And the 2017 one with those like metal things, the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, also, I give SmackDown
even the old SmackDown stage. I think it was like the Oval stage or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody remembers the ovals, but
Hey,
that stage is pretty cool.
what you guys know about my guy Shelton, the golden standard on SmackDown? What you guys know about my guy, the Shelton?
Standard, Shelton.
He did not get what he deserved, man.
No, he did not. Neither did MVP. MVP was something in 2000.
Dude, I remember MVP having the tunnel, bro.
Yes, the best entrance on SmackDown. And dog, don't play with me. Don't play with me like that, bro. With the in the pyro, bro. Don't play with me like that.
Orlando Jordan, that boy got squashed by
Jordan was.
Didn't he got squashed by Undertaker one time, and like he never
by Undertaker by freaking Benoit. Bad people. He was just getting squashed by everybody.
Oh, I hate to bring that guy up, but the man was a good SmackDown wrestler, but
yeah,
I hate to bring him back. I try to avoid that. I was trying to avoid that. Just to be clear.
Well, I know, but
yeah, you ain't got to endorse him, but he was there. You know, it's just
he was just there though. So
yeah, well, we can't. But like I said, another thing, Loft. You should know this one. What you know about when Batista came back and beat the living hell out of Mark Henry. What you know?
Mark Henry was like. Mark Henry went through like 2 eras where he was supposed to be like heavily protected. I think that was the Hall of Pain era before the actual Hall of Pain era.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark Henry was like a monster.
Nah. What you guys know about my guy Kurt Angle in 2006 when he was like world heavyweight champion? What you guys know about my guy Kurt, bro? Oh yeah.
Kurt Angle in 2006 was legitimately unstoppable.
Bro. Honestly, I legit thought that he was going to beat Cena in that Elimination Chamber before he got sent to SmackDown. I ain't gonna lie, I legit thought Kurt was going to beat him because Kurt was was like super dominant at that time. He beat Shawn Michaels. He beat like all the top wrestlers, and I think he was probably. And fun fact, he was supposed to win before they decided to put the title on Edge. Actually, they wanted Kurt to be WWE champion, but Kurt had problems.
Now, Lof, I want to ask you this, Lof, because obviously, huge fan of Jeff. I mean, it's legitimately no question about that. But what was your favorite moment of Jeff Hardy on Friday Night SmackDown, if you can name one?
Oh shit! God, I we're talking about this on TikTok the other day. I didn't watch Armageddon. I couldn't watch pay-per-views. So when I turned on SmackDown and saw that he actually won, oh my god!
Oh, that's right. The WWE Championship was on SmackDown at that time.
I didn't know he won until he came out. Oh, when they announced him as the WWE Champion, I never screamed so loud.
You were like, no shit!
I had no idea he won. You know, they used to do like the recap. They used to do the recap like of Armageddon. I didn't see that. I walked in the room in the show. They were showing everyone in the arena. And then I don't know who was the ring announcer, maybe Justin Roberts at that time. But when they announced him as I jumped up so loud, dog. That was crazy.
They got so much pyro for that shit too. It legitimately a celebration.
Best
he did have a match with the Undertaker.
I go back and watch the match every single because of how amazing that was, and that entire stage setup too. When he got up on that castle and he was just celebrating, like, dude, just an amazing time.
He's a freaking.
Loft, I just got done telling Phil about how I thought I witnessed a crime about Randy backing the car up with Undertaker in the back, and like legit thought Undertaker was gone forever.
Undertaker died like 8 times.
Legit, and he like the man's unstoppable. We can all agree. The man's like he's immortal. You can't kill him. You can't get him. Like you can't take him down.
Oh, I want to see if both of you guys remember this because I at least know Saul does. Lof, you probably do too. The Undertaker and Edge rivalry back in I believe it was like 2010. Like, dude, when.
No, hang on.
He legitimately kidnapped Paul Bearer. Oh, no, it wasn't It
was Kane.
I'm talking about the Kane one instead, but that was still on SmackDown. he kidnapped Paul Bear and legitimately was taking him around the arena in the wheelchair, left him in a goddamn freezer or something like that, bro. And that robbery was just way too funny.
The man also, I can remember a little bit of the storyline. The man also was like torturing him, like I'm eating this pizza, I'm eating these brownies, these hot wings, and like breadsticks. He's like, oh, my bad, Paul, you're here. Oh shoot, I should have shared. What? How rude of me! And like he's like throwing it all in it. Like here you go, you must be hungry. And like, like.
I mean, the Undertaker and Edge rivalry, that was insane too. But I was really talking about the Kane one. That was just insane.
Don't get me started with that. That was another time that Edge pissed me off, dude. When he cashed in on Undertaker after a brutal steel cage match with Batista, I remembered it. My brother was pissed that Batista didn't win. I didn't care who won because I liked both at the time. But when Edge came out, I'm like, he's not gonna cash it. I didn't even know he was Money in the Bank because I couldn't watch Raw. I didn't even know he was Money in the Bank winner. Last time I checked, I thought Mr. Kennedy. That's another person that was on SmackDown that I actually watched too. But anywho, when he cashed in, I went to my room and I started crying. I legit went to my room and started crying. Like no. And then, but no, to make things worse, I know, like you said, like Lobster Mark Henry was was so protected or whatever the hell back then. Bro, he beat the living shit out of The Undertaker before Edge cashed in. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, no. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me?
Absolutely insane.
What you know about Sexy Kurt? What you guys know about Sexy Kurt on that episode, on that segment of SmackDown? What you know about that? What you know about I think I'm cute? I got gold medals. I got the moves that makes them all tap out the ankle slam. Everyone sing along with the ankle lock. Hey, come on. Let's be real. That's still a pop. That's still a pop.
That song was insane.
It's still a pop.
But I do want to talk about what for sure. I do want to talk about what Corbin is also saying here in this chat too. Can we talk about the old 2008 intro? Basically, any old intro of Friday Night SmackDown was a banger. They always got the most like incredible songs for Friday Night SmackDown during the olden days. It just
they had no bad
songs, and the way they had no bad theme song, and I mean.
What's that one
we
song?
We all know that.
What's that one song? Green Day.
Know Your Enemy.
Yes, that one.
Know
was
Your Enemy.
Yes, that was fire, man.
Know Your Enemy was insane. And I mean, we all know that WWE's production is just absolutely incredible. Anytime that they did those like opening videos, for the intros at WWE, they were always just so top notch. When the Undertaker eyes or the Undertaker tombstone that led into the, animation to get into the arena for Friday Night SmackDown, bro, like, so good. So good. Like, the theme songs, the videos, everything about them were just top notch. I loved it all.
Yeah, and like, there was multiple stars that could have lived up to be like the big stars on SmackDown, like Mr. Kennedy, like MVP. Like I said, they never gave MVP or Shelton a chance ever, at all. I never understood it. Also, honestly, I think Kofi Kingston's run on SmackDown was more valid than his Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, him on Raw.
That's better on SmackDown, I feel like.
Yeah, Kofi was more better on SmackDown. Yeah. I think I give him props for his Intercontinental title run in SmackDown. Him and Ziggler.
The Intercontinental Championship. Oh yeah, for sure. The older style of the Intercontinental Championship, I think. Well, the one that Kofi legitimately always had.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Like, I don't remember what years that version of the belt was active for, but the fact that
90s through 2012, because Cody turned it into the classical white strap.
They changed it back to the white strap.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that version of the championship, I only remember Kofi having it. Like, I don't remember anybody else holding that championship. It was only Kofi for me. I'm like, does Kofi ever lose that version of the belt?
Nah, fucking Chris. Y'all remember Mordecai?
Oh my god.
I
Yes.
haven't thought about Mordecai in years. That guy was, oh man, Mordecai was crazy. I don't remember him wrestling. I just remember him being there. I have no recollection of him wrestling a match.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all remember? Hey, Lop. What you know about my girl? What you know about the girl Melina, bro? What you know about Melina? Come on now, come on. You should know.
I was damn near on the TV when Melina was off.
I was there on the TV, bro. Honestly, I had to switch. I had to change the channel when she was doing the splits, bro. I had to change the channel real quick, and then I had to change it back on. Like, I didn't want my mom to look at.
Bro, I was not allowed to watch
that's
women's wrestling.
That's when Loft moved closer to the TV is when she did the splits, bro. Like that's legitimately when he moved closer.
Phil, if you were watching at that time, bro, you probably would have had great. Phil, I'm letting you know right now. If you watch wrestling, if you ever were able to watch wrestling at that time, bro, you would have had a blast, bro. You would probably be like, huh?
Oh, I know about Melina and the splits. Don't think I don't know about Melina and the splits. That time was insane.
Another debut. You don't like him though. You don't like him, but that was also Great Khali was when
Listen, I mean, the man legitimately held the World Heavyweight Championship upside down, and
that was disrespectful.
But that was just
You'll never forgive him for that.
That was disrespectful.
Never forgive him for that. That was cool.
Yeah.
And I'll always call out that moment because that man's a bum for doing it.
Did you? Hey, Lof, I know you witnessed. I thought we all.
He's a 7'5" bum, but he is a bum.
Hey, Lof, I know you remember when both of us probably thought Rey Mysterio died when Khali put that vice grip on him, bro. Like, I guarantee, like he just like he's here. Khali's like 7 feet. He just went
great.
The capsule that was in his mouth, bro. I was like, oh my god, he killed Rey. No, I was like, why? Hey, and also, what y'all know about Cena's battle raps? Come on, what y'all know about Cena's battle raps? Come on now.
No, when Kurt responded to him,
yeah,
and he had to do beatboxing.
Oh, he got to do beatboxing. He's like, hey, you remind me of that police officer from the police academy. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
I was like, what the hell?
Hilarious. And I didn't see that until I was like 9 watching that from years back. I didn't see that until I was way past it.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember Chris
Jericho calling everybody a parasite on SmackDown in a suit.
He did.
Jericho on SmackDown was just something completely different. Like,
my guy R-Truth on SmackDown, bro. What you guys know about my guy R-Truth on SmackDown?
R-Truth used to rap all the way down.
Oh, bars!
All the way down.
That's the whole song.
All the way down.
My God.
RP to one of the tag. What y'all know about Crime Time on SmackDown? What y'all know about Crime Time on SmackDown? Come on now.
Crime Time. That was just.
They should have been tag team champions. They should have been.
When I learned like years ago that they never won the tag team championships, I'm like, bro, that's a crime in itself. No pun intended. Like
for real?
How?
Yeah.
How did they never win tag team championships?
I honestly thought before DX took him, DX took the title off of Show and Jericho. I thought Crime Time should have been the one to take it off of them, honestly. And I think it was perfect. I think it would have been great. Dashing, that's all you guys.
Laugh.
Oh yeah,
you know about undashing Cody Rhodes.
That's you guys. I hated that gimmick.
That's good SmackDown right there.
That was terrible. I think
that was great SmackDown.
I think
Ray broke the nose of Cody, and it became one of the best gimmicks he ever had. Like,
that was terrible. That was disgusting. I was glad one time Randy took the mask off.
I honestly thought you would have been happy that Ray broke his nose.
I mean, it was a blessing.
You would have been happy when Ray broke his nose, but I was like, "Hey, this is going to be a good thing for him." And then they transitioned it into dashing when his nose was fixed, and bro, that was great. If you actually watched I believe it was the Broken Skull sessions with Cody, he goes through all the gimmicks that he had before coming back to WWE and he was talking about all those gimmicks of Stardust, dashing, undashing, an incredible watch. I know to certain Cody fans, it's just a random episode of Broken Skull Sessions, but that was a really good look into what he did until the birth of AEW, and now obviously coming back. So really good watch there. But yeah, just crazy stuff. But undashing Cody was different for sure. John Morrison, Friday Night Delight, dude. John Morrison.
The Starship Pain was protected. No one kicked out of that move.
Yes.
Nobody kicked out.
2009. No one kicked out of Starship Pain. That was it. Oh my god.
Straight Edge the Straight Edge Society with Punk, Gallows.
Look at this.
Look at that bum. Look at that bum.
Look.
Look at it.
He is sweating.
Look.
God. He is sweating.
I fell asleep after you were talking about the guy. Sorry.
It was Punk.
No.
Punk, Gallows. I believe it was like goddamn. Was it? It was Joey Mercury, right? Yeah, Joey Mercury, and then Serena. Those are the
Yeah, I think Joey Mercury was like
Luke Gallows. Did you say Luke Gallows too? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Luke Gallows. It was
okay. Just making sure. I was like,
Gallows, Punk, Gallows, Mercury, and Serena. Yeah, before.
Remember when Mysterio...
I think Mercury came in really after, but
yeah. You remember when Mysterio? Do you remember when Mysterio shaved his head and he wore the mask? He wore the mask and then ripped it off.
And then Big Show ripped it off to do the bald head. Yes,
he was horrified.
like bro.
CM Punk singing "Happy Birthday" to
9-year-old Aaliyah, bro. That was crazy.
Yes, 9-year-old Aaliyah.
I was pissed. I was so mad.
Aaliyah.
She's like 9. He's like, happy birthday.
Now I'm laughing about it, but back then I'm genuinely pissed off too. Like, dude.
I think that's weird. I had to be like Aaliyah's age at that point. I think we were like.
I was 9. 2010. I was 10. Because
we were all around
I was
the same
14
age
at that time.
Crazy.
How is it that
I
forgot? Oh yeah, I forgot you're older than me and Laf. I was gonna say, how is it that? I was like,
24.
Okay, I remember. 25. Wait, didn't you just have a birthday? I was gonna say, aren't you 25?
I was 12. My bad. I was 12. Jesus Christ. But yeah, like, dude, just the 11th was my birthday, so thank you, Josh. But yeah, just insane stuff, man. Everything about SmackDown was so good. Like, dude.
Hey, how about this? Do y'all remember when what was that one? Do y'all remember young Drew McIntyre? Like young Drew McIntyre, like
the chosen one.
The chosen one.
Dude, the chosen one, bro. The chosen one.
He took out R-Truth for his first match, bro. Like, ooh.
He was heavily protected too, and then they just dropped him.
His feud with Matt Hardy was underrated. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, for sure. For some reason, and I know, and this was during the time of the chosen one, or at least era of him. It was a young Drew McIntyre, and I know it's another thing with Cody, but I remember when Cody and Drew were a tag team for some
God.
reason.
Oh God,
and
no!
And they actually won tag team gold together. Like, it was crazy.
You talking about the penny belts? You talking about when they won the penny belts?
They won the penny belts. I'm like, bro, like, why is this tag team winning championship gold? I thought it was one completely random.
It made no sense.
It never really worked, but they won gold with it, and I was like, huh.
Y'all remember when like low key, aka Caval, went to WWE, bro?
Caval, bro.
Caval was stupid.
Dude.
He was amazing in WWE.
His mentors or his pros were really cool.
Ain't that crazy though?
his pros were really cool in NXT, and then he got called up to SmackDown.
Well, Loki, yeah, Caval was. I thought Caval would have been a good IC champion. I ain't gonna lie. When he
actually should have done something with Loki.
They were, but what kind of got him fired is that he gave Dolph Ziggler a concussion.
Damn.
Oh, just because you're in a wrestling match and you get injured, yep, your opponent's fired. Good on you. But then again, I think Randy Orton did a lot of that too.
Randy pissed me off when I was watching SmackDown, bro. Like I said, the Undertaker thing, and like what he said to Rey Mysterio, boy, was I wanted to jump through my TV screen and punch him in the mouth, bro. I legit was pissed.
Ray was a heel's heel. That guy did not give a damn.
Yes. Byron on NXT. I do remember Byron on NXT. I honestly was kind of actually looking forward to Byron in the ring. It wasn't bad, and then he got too many concussions, and yeah.
What you know about my guy Finley? Come on now.
Oh, Finley's great. I mean, the Shillelagh, bro.
The Shillelagh, come on now. Come on. Yeah. Like that. No, we can't talk about SmackDown without he is so unappreciated. I don't know how I feel about him to this very day. JBL. I couldn't stand him as a kid, bro. That storyline, him at the Mexican border, bro.
Why did they allow that to go on television? Like who?
Like Vince was wilding with these stories back then, bro. Like he sent JBL to the border. He's like, "Yeah, I want you to go do this around the border of Mexico." I'm like, "Oh my!" When he's like chasing these guys back to Mexico, and I'm like, "Yo, chill." Like,
now, jog my memory for a second, because I know you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but I'm trying to figure out the rivalry in my head. Somebody got tossed into the Long Island Sound on SmackDown.
Jack Swagger?
But that was even.
It was something with Swagger for sure.
It was Rey Mysterio and Swagger then.
Yeah, Kane
Rey Mysterio and Swagger. That's it. Yep.
It happened with Kane too.
It happened with Kane.
Because Kane and Ray had like a street fight or something.
No, Jack Swagger and them
Ray had a street fight.
Swagger and Ray had a brawl.
Why was Kane there?
He chokes because they were feud. Because Kane was feuding with Ray still with that storyline still.
It was a vegetative state thing still, but there is still some kind of thing going on with Jack and Ray as well. They were kind of merging things together. But Ray got tossed into the Long Island Sound. It was insane.
Hey,
I was like, wait
my man Swagger.
We're just outside the arena.
Hey, my man Swagger. Hey, my man Swagger's theme. What you guys know about Jack Swagger's entrance, bro? Like you cannot tell me that man. Jack, no, that entrance was fire. Like he come out and
just falls down into the push-ups, dude, bro. Like
he made me want to do. Honestly, he made me want to do push-ups in that when he did the entrance, bro.
He honestly made me think that I could just fall to the ground and start doing push-ups like that.
Did you?
But then
did you once did it?
I did once, and I broke my arm because of Jack Swagger. So thank you. It's okay.
Should have dropped the lawsuit. Should have dropped the lawsuit. Could have sued him.
It's okay, Jack. I respect you now, but yeah,
hey, Chris, listen.
We don't mention that guy over here, but
we do not. But the man had so much potential, and he threw it all away. Now,
I sadly see him on my wall right now, and I don't know why, but
just cut him off. Just cut him off the poster. You're good. Just cut him off the poster. You're good. Nah,
I do wish I had a marker because I would just scribble off his face.
There you go. Hey, Christian versus Randy on an episode of SmackDown for the World Heavyweight Champion was a banger too.
The Christian Randy Orton robbery. That was.
And Randy said,
robbery.
"Oh my god!"
Even Randy said himself, he thinks he could have worked with him more. Randy even said it himself. He wanted to work with him more. He wanted to work with him more. in that rivalry. Like he wanted to carry that till the end of that era. 2011 was when he became world champion. I think. Yeah.
When there was a spot that I remember. Whatever pay-per-view it was, I really don't care. It
SummerSlam?
was probably SummerSlam. But
I think I know which one you're
I think
talking about.
he did like some kind of crossbody off the second rope, but got
Yep,
caught into an RKO.
I knew exactly which one.
Dude.
I knew exactly which one you were talking about.
Did a crossbody off the
sick.
second rope, or basically, just turning into a crossbody, and he got RKO'd on steel steps, bro. Dude, I marked out with everything in my mind going into that robbery, bro. Wade Barrett on SmackDown. Listen,
Another man.
You're good.
I know the Nexus thing never really worked out as well as it really definitely should have.
Kidding me? Bro.
But I was gonna bring up the core because then they tried to do something with the core of like it was Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, Ezekiel Jackson, and Wade
Big
Barrett.
Zeke, my guy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, bro, the core actually could have done something too, because I think the core won tag team. I think Barrett. I think Ezekiel Jackson actually did win IC Gold when he was in there. Maybe he didn't, but
it was after he left. Actually,
it was after. But yeah, they could have actually done something. Like, dude, we could have even had, and I know it probably would have never worked, but because I think Punk was doing something with the Nexus at the time too. He was like running or something. They could have done Nexus versus Core at like bragging rights or something. They could have done that, but nah, they didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, what you know about Sin Cara?
Camacho and Hunico.
Let me talk to you. Yeah. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Listen, Sin Cara on SmackDown could have done something too. Like he was trying to be Rey Mysterio too. Like, bro,
I wanted him to win the United States Championship from Sheamus.
Me too. He was the most believable one. Like, especially when he debuted.
He debuted and he attacked Sheamus, and he was the United States champion at the time. I'm like, all right, they're legitimately positioning this guy huge.
That crossbody was clean. That crossbody he did outside the ring was clean. Like my dream match was him and Ray, but Ray was injured at that time. I was like, I wanted him.
Did they team at one point though?
Yes, they did, and they were close to being tag team champions. They were close.
I was thinking in my head they always should have been tag team champions. They never
Me
were.
Too. Me too. No. What you guys know about Epico and Primo, bro? What you guys know about them?
Epico and Primo,
Epico and Primo were kind of crazy.
And I remember Rosa Mendes being with them too. I did.
Yeah. Now we talking.
Rosa was just there half the time.
Rosa was just there. Yeah, but I mean,
she was just there. And then also, you can't forget about my guy. The prime time players with my guy. Oh my god, bro. Come on now. And they won tag team gold.
They did win tag team gold. I was very, very happy with that.
Millions of dollars. Why do you think
Camacho didn't they come out on like
honestly
go ahead.
That was stereotypical. That was so stereotypical of like having Hunico and Camacho. And fun fact, Camacho is not really Mexican. He's not.
Yeah,
he's not really Mexican, bro.
They rode on that bike. Dude, I'm like, bro.
They made certain gimmicks think to believe that they were they made Camacho seem like he was Mexican, but I found out years later that he really wasn't. I was like, what?
Hunico was like the second or third Sin Cara.
Yes.
They like did like different superstars of Sin Cara for like the longest time.
Oh, the Sin Cara and the Black Sin Cara match. I was so confused too. Like I didn't know who was who. Like I was like, oh my god, who's who? Where do I go with this? Like
Sin Cara Negro and the regular Sin Cara, bro. Like, dude, that entire thing. I'm like, bro, what is happening right now? Am I legit? I was legitimately seeing double because it was legitimately happening. I'm like, dude, dude.
Am I the only one? Am I the only one that thinks that Mickie James was really good on SmackDown too? Am I the only one that thinks that she was very underrated as a SmackDown?
Mickie James is just
They bullied her. That
incredible.
Piggy James
So
storyline.
whatever
was
she was, it was just fine.
That was disgusting.
The Piggy James story, bro.
That was disgusting.
Dude. Well, it was like cool. So I mean, I
They should
expected
have
it from them.
honestly. They should have brought back Trish Stratus for that for her to, like, if they ever had a tag team match, they should have brought back Trish and team against Slate Cole. Honestly, that would have been a good moment. Caitlyn,
Caitlyn hit different for me. I really did see a lot of potential for her, but they never did anything with her right.
Yeah, because AJ was the star. AJ was the star, not Caitlyn. That
right.
AJ Lee was the star.
I mean, they were correct in picking the right superstar, but I always saw potential in Caitlyn. They just didn't.
Hey, Big E Langston. Hey, Big E Langston on SmackDown. Come on, Big E. Come on. What you guys know?
3 ain't enough. I need 5.
I need 5. Come on now. What you know about the 5? Became Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard. Nah, Dolph Ziggler as Mr. Money in the Bank, bro, throughout the year was phenomenal. I hated him with a passion when I was like 12 or whatever, but like he was that was good. That was good for him, honestly.
I Am Perfection was one of the greatest theme songs
I
ever knew existed.
Talk to him, Phil. Talk before I'm here to show the world. Before I'm here to show the world.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
I mean, there's so many great old stuff for Friday Night SmackDown, but I mean, what Chris is saying here, when Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, bro, like, dude, SmackDown 2016 revitalized everything for me at that point in time as well when it came to SmackDown.
Miz is IC champion.
Awesome. Miz is IC champion.
And also, like, him and Ziggler career versus title. Bro.
That match. Incredible. Like,
John Cena, AJ Styles.
Dude. SmackDown 2016. That's just all you have to say. That's all you have to say. SmackDown 2016.
They changed the Usos' character to that was top. Then their promo skills to till today. I actually like the Usos. No, Phil. Now 2016, we're talking. What you know about American Alpha? What you know about that? What you know about
American Alpha? Dude, they dropped the ball so much on American Alpha. That I wanted so much more for them. I did.
Me too. Chad and Jason Jordan were kind of over around that time. And no, because Heath Slater and Heath Slater, I Got Kids storyline was like the biggest storyline, and he teamed up with Rhino finally. I was like, yes.
Kevin Owens' Face of America gimmick, that was incredible.
Yes.
Kevin Owens is just great regardless, but yeah, that was great.
Wherever he goes.
The start of Alexa Bliss on SmackDown, Alexa Bliss
Chris.
on SmackDown
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Rusev Day.
Yes.
Day.
Rusev Day. Oh my God, Vince, why didn't you do anything? Why? No. What pisses me off?
Shout out to Aiden English, who's on Impact now because of all of it. But yeah.
What pissed me off about SmackDown? What pissed me off about about this? Shinsuke Nakamura, 2017, super over, bro, and he was the perfect fit for SmackDown. And I thought they could have done a lot with this guy. And I really liked Nakamura around that time. Phil, what did you think when Nakamura debuted? If you were
back? Oh, dude, insane! Like I honestly thought Nakamura being positioned big on Friday Night SmackDown was gonna be the thing, and they just dropped the ball on him. And now, I mean, Shinsuke should have at least been a WWE champion by now, and he hasn't. Oh God, Samoa Joe and AJ
Yes!
Styles on that
Yes!
SmackDown. Oh my God, the Oh Wendy, dude, that's just iconic.
Come on, Joe. Honestly, Joe. I thought Joe on SmackDown was kind of better than what he had on Raw because he was robbed again for a Universal title run, and he should have beat Brock. Let's be real. Let's be honest.
The Wyatt family and Randy Orton.
Hey, great balls of fire
yeah,
for
sure.
some reason.
Great balls. All right, Phil, how you say it? How you say it?
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I hated that theme song for it.
Lop, we were talking about 2016.
The sad thing about that theme song for that pay-per-view is that that's legitimately a song from like back in like I think it was like back in the 80s or something like that. Maybe I'm dating myself. I don't know, but
Lop, we were talking about Big Match John and AJ Styles 2016. Tell me. What were you doing? What were you thinking when you saw AJ and Cena at that time?
I didn't know whose side I wanted to be on. I love Cena always, but AJ came over from TNA, and I was like, oh well, I want him to never lose ever. So that was an amazing feud they had.
We can't forget about sorry, Lop. I can't leave this out on SmackDown. Yeah, we got to talk about Jeff and Randy. That rivalry though.
That was
very well done.
I don't think I would like that.
You don't like that feud? I thought it was all right.
Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was saying to Saul before you came back, all you legitimately have to say is SmackDown 2016. Anything that was from that era, dude, it was just fine. I was fine with. The Wyatt family with Randy, that was good for what it was up until the very ending at WrestleMania 33. WrestleMania 33, that match was garbage. That match did
Harper,
dude. First of all, it should have been a triple threat.
Brody was over.
It should have been a triple threat. It should have been Wyatt, Harper, and Randy, with Harper going over. But but that just didn't happen.
Mac and Daniel Bryan as GMs was freaking amazing. Like,
I'm glad they gave Daniel Bryan something to do
because he
couldn't wrestle. I was just very glad that they gave him something to do. Obviously Kofi Mania, you can't forget about it because
the best.
And then look at this. Even Chris coming in with the banger tag team when Shelton Benjamin came back to SmackDown to team with Gable. That was an incredible tag team, and they should have done something with that. Like
Andrade on SmackDown too. Andrade on SmackDown is another one.
Andrade on SmackDown.
Him and Ray and Ray?
Andrade and Ray, that was an incredible
match.
That
was a dream match of mine, honestly. Him and Andrade was a dream match. Like the 2 out of 3 falls on an episode of SmackDown, and you're facing the legendary Rey Mysterio at the time, bro. Yeah. And you have Andrade, the next upcoming luchador, bro. I thought it was great. I thought that was a phenomenal match until Joe came in. I'm sorry. It was the build up for the Rumble too. Let's just
yeah, man, that's it.
I
still think Roman
Paige
put on a
general
top 10
manager.
SmackDown
I remember when Paige was GM.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Love?
I still think Roman put on a top 10 SmackDown match of all time, but that match against Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah.
People don't talk about that match enough. That shit was ridiculous. I
talk about it. Hey, I know where we were when I remember where we were during Hell in a Cell between Ray and Roman. We thought Ray was gone.
I thought Ray was gonna win that match. I really did. I thought he was gonna win that match.
Of course, the New Day
did a random ass Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown just because Raw got a steel cage match. Like, oh yeah, well, Raw got a steel cage, Hell in a Cell. Like, bro, like no.
Well, Bianca Bianca and Bailey stole the show on that pay-per-view. Let's just be honest. So like we're
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, oh yeah, just because Raw got a steel cage, yeah, no, SmackDown has to get Hell in a Cell. Like, for
Sasha,
what reason?
hey, Sasha on SmackDown, yo. Sasha on SmackDown, yo.
Oh God. Oh.
Hey,
You're
Loft,
taunting my
talk to him.
language.
Oh man.
Talk to him.
Oh.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Oh,
Talk to
my
him about.
God.
Talk to him about Sasha on SmackDown.
Oh.
Tell them what they need to know. What they need to know. Like she ran SmackDown.
Repeatedly, like for like
Yeah.
4 different eras. Like it was every time. It was like every few
Yeah.
years she came
And
back.
she wanted to be
Oh.
what Eddie was, like the SmackDown brand, and that's exactly what she was doing. She was SmackDown. Honestly, when she flipped to SmackDown, bro. Also, we can't forget the build up with him and with her and Bianca. Obviously, we can't forget about that.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Now, I mean, hell, and I'll even say this too. Bayley and Sasha legitimately carried SmackDown throughout that entire pandemic era.
Oh
They
hell yeah! Hell
They
yeah!
did.
Actually, like watchable run at time as opposed to
Yeah.
Raw being the worst possible thing ever. SmackDown was
Right.
like killing it for like a while.
SmackDown at least tried.
It knew what to do. Like it knew
They
what
tried.
to do.
They tried.
Jeff and
but
no, what pissed
then
me off
again-
though, Lofty, I liked it when Sheamus and Jeff had that storyline where they brought that personal stuff, bro.
That was
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
that was something.
That was such in bad taste. That was such in bad taste.
It
I mean,
really was a bad
obviously,
taste
of
Jeff
Sheamus.
has some
It
kind of
legit
say
was
in
a
that.
bad. It was a bad taste to Sheamus.
I mean, Jeff kind of at least he had to have at least had some kind of say in that storyline because I mean, you obviously get personal with it, but
The Fiend on SmackDown too, bro, dog. I
Dude,
thought
You know something? I felt
when
bad.
the Fiend showed up behind Cena on that episode of SmackDown
Bro,
right
I was
before.
watching that on my mom's iPad because the TV went out, and I wanted to watch SmackDown, and then that last hour was ridiculous. And Cena was on the promo, and then Bray popped up, and I was screaming. I was trying to buy tickets for SmackDown the next week, and they were coming in. I couldn't buy them.
you're like,
Standing that close to the Fiend is insane to me. And I mean, I know it's Cena, so obviously Cena's not carrying down.
dude,
But-
come on.
But like, dude, that was absolutely insane. And I remember you actually watching that video back on your Twitch channel, Lob. You were just going back and just
Yeah.
watching random ass WWE clips, and you were watching that, and I was like, bro, that shit is so good. They tried. They tried during the pandemic era for sure. SmackDown.
Hey, come on. I know it was corny, but it was entertaining. The Otis and Mandy storyline was kind of entertaining. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, that was entertaining. Like at least they did
Hey,
something with those.
listen, my man Otis was winning in life, dude. He had the Money in the Bank contract. He had Mandy Rose. I was
He
like,
didn't want-
yo, give this man the title right now. Like, this man is like winning in life. Like,
he then lost the Money in the Bank to Miz, and then Miz
dick, you
won.
dick. Sorry, Miz, but that was ridiculous. Like,
and then Miz cashed in on Drew McIntyre. Actually, maybe
that's when that was also the next day. Big Bob took it off his hands. Yeah,
and then yeah, Bob took it off Miz's hands. And
I liked it
think
though. He deserved it.
It was like 8 days or something like that in that lumberjack match or something like that, bro. It was just great.
And honestly, Bob deserved it because he was believable, because.
Well, here's the thing: nobody believed Otis as like a credible threat. And
Imagine Otis was cashed in and just won the title, and I was like, oh my god, bro. What broke my heart is that Tucker turned on him. I was like, no.
When they broke up Heavy Machinery, I knew right then and there one of them, sadly, was about to get released, and
you knew it was Tucker.
I just knew one of them was going to. Like it sucks that I knew that in the back of my head, but I'm like, there's no reason why they would break them up if one of them wasn't leaving.
Hey, we're talking SmackDown. If we're talking SmackDown, I'm glad Locke brought up Adam Cole and SmackDown. We got to talk about when NXT came to SmackDown's door and a tank with DX and the whole NXT roster came down and and Raw came down like the Shield did, and it all turned into a big brawl. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real. That was iconic, dude.
The entire buildup of that Survivor Series with NXT, top notch.
And when Matt Riddle interrupted, no, not Matt Riddle, when Tommaso Ciampa interrupted The Miz before they became a thing nowadays, before
long-term storytelling.
It is. That is actually.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. And I thought WWE didn't even have that in their like actual dictionary. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
I was kind of bummed out. Honestly, I was kind of bummed out that Johnny Gargano missed out on that. That would have been dope. Johnny Gargano on SmackDown would have been fire at that time. And also Johnny was at his heel around that time.
And the thing is, and the thing is, Johnny Gargano and Bryan Danielson, they never met in WWE. They never met one-on-one in WWE. They only met one time. They only met one time at an indie show in Cleveland, Ohio, and that was it. They never met, and they never met at any point during the rest of their careers. It was like a match in 2005, and they never met since then.
Damn.
Shit.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and I only know that because I listened to After the Bell with Corey Graves and Vic Joseph, and they had Johnny Gargano on as one of their guests, and he was telling me about it. They were telling them about a time about Bryan Danielson and him.
Also, we gotta talk about the night. We gotta talk about the build up. We gotta talk about the Friday after SummerSlam 2018. Becky became the man.
Yep.
Becky became the man, turned on Charlotte. A character change in 2018 before Nia Jax punched her in the nose. Becky was over. She was over with the crowd because she turned heel, and like we've all said this. That was not supposed to happen. Her getting cheered, and we're supposed to boo her, but they loved her because when they wanted her to because Charlotte was annoying at that time, was like she is today. She was annoying. Like somebody beat her.
She was never not annoying. When was Charlotte ever not annoying?
Right?
Come on now.
But then when she hugged her, I didn't think anything was happening until she smacked her at SummerSlam. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I'm like, finally. Honestly, around that time, I was waiting for a character change for her because I thought Becky had potential, and I wanted a character change so bad for her. And when she turned on Charlotte, I legit was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" And then they gave her SmackDown Women's Champion, bro. Honestly, instantly, I was like, Becky's great. I like this. Like, she was more over than Seth Rollins, her husband. She was more over than her husband at that time before she got punched in the nose. Like,
yeah.
Oh, and Corbin, don't get me started about 5-on-5. Keith Lee should have beat Roman. Keith Lee should have beat Roman on that at that Survivor Series, bro. That would have been insane.
Oh my gosh.
No, what you guys
Keith Lee should beat Roman.
What about when Brock? What about when? How about how we all first started this podcast? The first episode of SmackDown, when fans came back. Come on now. We were all
one of the most surreal episodes of wrestling I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
One of the best episodes of SmackDown ever. That was the day that OTB was born.
I haven't felt a SmackDown that week. That whole night just felt like just.
That was the night.
OTB and that's right, Chris. You were at that show. Yep. I remember you telling us that like months ago. When we were
what was the date for that show? I'm about to watch that. What was the date for that show?
2017.
July 16th.
2021.
I think it was July 16th of 2021. Let me actually just go back
into
our archive.
It was. We accomplished so much, bro. Hey, I think we just made it to 700, y'all.
We really?
If we made it to 700, let's see.
We can get it up today. We can get it up right now.
Yeah, I say 2021. July 16, 2021. Yep, that was it.
Phil, did you check our subscribers? We're like right there.
The Bloodline face Edge and the Mysterios, Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Huh.
And that was honestly, Sasha was supposed to return that night, and was supposed to.
Oh man,
we're almost there, guys. 1K.
We got 2 more subscribers to go until we hit 700. We're at 698.
698.
So come on.
We're so close, bro. If we hit 1K, bro.
Roman, I know you're in here.
Yes.
Roman, I know you're not. I know you're not subscribed. You're the tribal chief. I understand. You're probably, you're probably just watching us, sneaking up on us to see if you're talking good about you. Listen,
yes,
we know what you're doing. The time, so hit the subscribe button, do the thing, and get to go. But yeah, guys. I mean,
when Finn came back on that episode of Raw, on that episode of SmackDown, bro, I did not expect Finn Balor to return that night on that night of when SmackDown when fans came back.
That's what I gotta do. I gotta rank top 10 SmackDowns because you gotta put this SmackDown on the top 10 list, just off of before the show even started. This was insane. Before
I'm looking at the live chat right now, and Devin, he was talking about when Carmella cashed in. When Carmella cashed in, that was heat. That was actually pretty heat. I liked it when Carmella actually cashed in. I know a lot of people didn't really like Carmella at the time, or
I did not.
Carmella gets a lot of shit for.
She does.
It's. I mean, some of it's valid, some of it's not. But at that point in time when she cashed in on Charlotte, I was a very happy boy. I actually liked that she took the title off of Charlotte. Because it's Charlotte, and I just don't ever like her being seen as champion.
I really wish,
but it was a great time.
But honestly, no, I don't think she should have cashed in. I think Asuka should have beaten Charlotte and should have had a reign. I give it to Carmella, but I think Asuka should have been a SmackDown Women's Champion until 2018. To 2019, actually.
Well, Asuka should have done a lot of things.
Well, here's the thing. Asuka should have done a lot of things. But always when it came to those women Money in the Bank briefcases, anyway, they were always so short of holding them. So I knew Carmella was going to cash in soon. It was just a matter of when and how it was actually going to be done. But I was a very happy boy when she beat Charlotte.
We're going to go back to if we're going to go back to 2016, what do y'all know about AJ and Shane O'Mac's rivalry?
I hated that.
That was
not bad. That was actually not bad.
I mean, it started off fine, and then it just sucked.
It was not bad,
bro.
The match at WrestleMania was good. I think it was the build-up that the match at WrestleMania was good because Shane got another moment with another.
Shane irritated me at
so
different levels.
Hey! Honestly, we got bring my guy Jinder Mahal into the picture. Come on now, come on! The night after Jinder, the man won the WWE champion unexpectedly when
and then AJ beat Jinder so that we can actually have a better match at Survivor Series that year. So thank you very much, AJ. I appreciate you. I appreciated you for the sole fact alone that I was never going to be able to see a match between Brock Lesnar and Jinder Mahal, because that match would have fucking sucked, and everybody knows that.
He would have killed him. Brock would have killed him. Let's be real.
Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar? Are you kidding me?
I'm
so happy they changed that.
AJ versus Brock was honestly great. Was honestly the best. I'll just say that too.
I am so happy that they changed
also
that on a dime.
If we're talking SmackDown was also when they brought that beautiful spinner belt onto the scene too. Good John Cena released that Cena.
Yeah, that's right. The spinner was debuted on SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah. Cena debuted it after he won the undisputed title, because that undisputed title did not look good on Cena. Let's be real. Let's be completely honest. And when he turned it into the spinner belt,
I mean, plus it was also a changing of the guard. I mean, let's be real. The undisputed championship was a thing of it wasn't a thing of the past, but like it's kind of just changing from one era to another, and that's how the spinner belt came to be.
I was gonna say I remember when also SmackDown was also when the Shield lost their first like 6-man tag team match too. The Shield lost against Team Hell No and Randy. And who did he? And Daniel Bryan made them tap out. Made Seth tap.
SmackDown was the debut of Ref Shin, but that sucked.
That sucked. I was so confused when they interrupted the show. I was like, I legit thought that they were legit. They
tried to be Nexus 2.0. They tried too hard to be Nexus 2.0, and they destroyed the ring and basically the entire area. But I will say when they actually teased that Ali was the leader and Ali was actually, like not chosen as the leader but revealed as leader, I was honestly very intrigued to see what they could have done with Ali. And then, like I said, the rest of the time that Retribution was a thing, it sucked. So it ruined a lot of careers. Me and him, T-Bar, Slapjack,
Moose,
me.
T-Bar, Moose. No, I remember we used to call him T-Bone and Moose.
I thought it was T-Bag. My bad.
Maybe it was T-Bag.
Maybe it was T-Bone. I don't know. But yeah.
Hey, Phil, I know you don't like him, but we have to. He was not that bad when he first started. Let's be real. I know you don't like him, but let's be honest.
Ryback.
Yeah, he had a good run in 2012. I know you don't like him, but let's be honest.
I was actually very high on Ryback for the majority of the time. It's just everything that happened afterwards when he got released. It kind of put me on a sour note for him. But like the fact, like I was actually really pushing for Ryback to do something, and it never happened. So,
hey, what do you know about before Claudio left WWE? What do y'all know about Cesaro's United States Championship run?
Oh, the 5 different languages, Cesaro? Oh, yeah.
Lafayette can't hear you. I think you're muted.
He deserves so much more than that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I told Vince, but then he blocked me on Twitter.
It's a damn shame.
Damn. Oh, yeah, the New Day. Yeah.
New Day debuted. Yeah. The greatest faction ever. Yes.
They debuted, and the crowd fucking hated them.
Because they were supposed to be a church group.
You got to make it work,
Because they were supposed to be a church group.
Yeah, they were supposed to be a church group, and then they're like, "Yeah, no, we can't do it like this."
Got to try something else. You know what I'm saying?
I remember they R.I.P. God rest his soul. I remember they brought Umaga on SmackDown.
Umaga was a beast on SmackDown.
Monster. He was beating everybody. He was beating. Honest. Also, the man was promised the WWE Championship, champion run when he got drafted to SmackDown.
That shit, man. He didn't even get enough time to like get acclimated.
He didn't even get enough time to get to that point.
Yeah,
but he was built enough to be. Hey, what do y'all know about?
He was ready. Sure.
He was definitely built enough to get there. He just didn't do it.
And also, like, hey, hang on. What y'all know about Vladimir Kozlov? What do y'all know about my guy Kozlov back in the day?
They could have done. They actually could have done. They actually could have done something with Kozlov, and then
Undertaker, and he beat Jeff. He beat Jeff, and he beat Triple H. Like, what? Like,
they could have done something with Kozlov. Oh yeah, They could have done something with Kozlov, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll just put you in a tag team with Santino."
Hey, it was entertaining though. It was kind of good though.
He was the dancing Shanky before the dancing Shanky was dancing Shanky.
Right. I was gonna say, he was the dancing Shaky.
Because he was dancing around while Santino was doing Cobras. Like, what's going on here? What is this? But guys, we are almost at 2 hours. This was a hell of a lot of fun. But the final segment involves the 6 people that are on the thumbnail for this video. We all know the original SmackDown 6.
Yes.
But if you had to choose 6 new people, and let's do this as a collective, what would be our updated SmackDown 6?
Today, right? For today.
Yeah, we're all doing this as a collective.
Okay.
So like everybody can help just choose. I think AJ has to be in somewhat of a conversation.
AJ Styles?
Yes.
It's the house he built, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be
the house he built, yeah. AJ
So why it's sick.
I think Ricochet should be on there.
Has he done enough on SmackDown to be on there?
Intercontinental champion.
I don't think he's done enough on SmackDown to.
But that's why you can develop him more to be
You're right.
like.
You're right. He's on my list, but I definitely like thought about it. Like, why is he on the list? You know.
You could put honestly, Shinsuke should have been on the list, but they ruined him. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't think you can put Shinsuke on there right now.
We gotta put. Hey, honestly, they're building him up to be one. Santos Escobar. They need to put him on there.
Give him a few years, and he could be on. He could be in consideration. But I'm talking
Gunther.
the eras that we know now. Gunther, oh my God, he could definitely be in consideration there.
I think I think his title run, even since it's been longer than Ricochet's, and they're like actually presenting his title.
AJ, Sheamus. You need to put Sheamus on there.
Sheamus can be on there.
Oh my God, yeah.
But if Sheamus is on there, Drew has to be on there though.
We gotta put. I know some people are not a fan of it. But we gotta put Drew McIntyre on them on there too.
I feel like Drew gets on there before Sheamus does, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So AJ, Sheamus, Drew.
You gotta put Roman on there.
You got to. Yep. You have
Roman,
to.
Yeah.
You have to put Roman on there. Do you guys consider Seth a SmackDown, or do you guys prefer him Raw more than SmackDown?
Seth should have done a lot more stuff on SmackDown when he was there, but he never really was there for the length of time.
Yeah.
The Miz should be on there.
Oh, The Miz, definitely.
The Miz.
Is he an updated list, or is he like a? Cause I don't think he's not like, if we're doing the SmackDown 6 of right now, he's not.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Of all time, he's in consideration, I think. But for right now,
so we got AJ, Sheamus, Drew.
I mean, in my mind, I was just thinking of like an updated version from like these like eras from 2010 to now. But I mean,
that's why I said.
But are we only taking SmackDown superstars, or are we taking people from Raw and NXT too?
That's a good.
Because I have 4 people from SmackDown, 1 from Raw, and 1 from NXT.
Is the one from Raw Edge? No, that's a no. No, Edge is all time SmackDown 6.
Where my list go? Hold on.
Edge is all time SmackDown 6. Let's be real.
Yeah, you can just read your list. I mean, we're all just thinking things collectively here. So
I gotta think creatively. I never wrote down a list. I wasn't prepared for this. I just came to talk about SmackDown and how great the brand is. And talk about how Dwayne was the reason why SmackDown was called SmackDown.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look up SmackDown in the dictionary, bro. It's
I had Rollins,
in the dictionary now.
Rollins, Ricky, Gunther, Roman, Sheamus, Mello.
Why put Melo? Are you putting Melo like for like the next, like for the next? Okay.
For Melo to be like that one call up too. Hopefully he goes to SmackDown.
He's like a future piece.
Yeah.
For a future piece, like I said, Ricochet, Santos. I want Melo there. Honestly,
I want Grayson on SmackDown so bad for NXT.
I think
Grayson Waller. I need Grayson Waller. He's there.
Mustafa Ali needs to move to SmackDown, and because he's built enough to be a SmackDown. Shout out to Johnny. I know you like Mustafa.
Baby.
You got also you want to put another person I would put for a new. Honestly, we gotta put Bush, aka Pete Dunne, on there.
I like Pete.
The last one we gotta at least put if they can move from Raw to SmackDown, honestly, let's put Tommaso Ciampa in there. I think that would be great for him on SmackDown. I think that'd be phenomenal. Or you know what? LA Knight. Yeah, should be the 6-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LA Knight can be on there. I think they have to do a little more with him.
They can build him up more to be better. Riddle back on SmackDown. I think Riddle's fit for Raw more so SmackDown. Honestly, when they brought him to SmackDown, I thought it was cool and all, but I was like, nah, he's a Raw superstar. They
need to figure out what they're doing. Riddle bores the crap out of me now.
Nah, he entertains me. I think it's hilarious, bro.
There's only so many weed jokes I can get. I can take. Right?
I always get the bong when he carried the bongos with him. He's like, oh, he's gonna make like, you want to hit the bong with?
He's stupid, but it's just not like It's more like his chuckle, like you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
Hey, what do you guys know about the Cruiserweight division on SmackDown?
Which Cruiserweight you talking about?
Ruthless time.
That one.
Gregory Helms. If he went from Hurricane to Gregory Helms and held
you had a few people on there. You had a lot of people on there. Yeah.
Rey Mysterio was a valid Cruiserweight champion too. That's his.
Was Kenny Dykstra on? Was Kenny Dykstra
on? Yep. You got that right. And guess what?
He wasn't bad. They didn't
like. What was that one dude's name? Chuck from Billy and Chuck. Like he feuded with Chuck, and he was riding a motorcycle trying to be the American badass wannabe, but he didn't. But then he couldn't. Hey, what you guys know about my guy Big Daddy V, bro? What you guys know about my man Big Daddy V?
Come on, Viscera?
Yeah. Come on, talk to him about this, bro. When he came onto the scene and he teamed up with Mark Henry for a little bit. Nah, Big Vis was
insane.
That's monsters teaming up.
Dude, Viscera and Mark Henry. That's like 1,000 pounds.
That's a crazy tag team.
That's like 1,000 pounds.
Imagine John Cena picked them both up at the same time off his shoulders. That'd been crazy.
It's Cena.
There on Monday, bro.
Probably, dude. I hope so too.
I legitimately. What'd you say about
he's there on Monday? We hope he's
there. If you guys get to see me, you guys, hey, that'll be Lof's first time seeing Cena on at a show.
And Undertaker.
Hey, you get to see DX too, Lucky.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were coming out too.
So when we were talking about the SmackDown 6 for a second, like an updated version, I legitimately just came up with these 6, just randomly off the top of my head.
Right.
And I'll just see what you guys think. Obviously AJ, Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Roman, and Sheamus.
That makes sense.
I feel like those 6 are pretty solid. I mean,
yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, who the hell is that? Somebody said I go live between blah blah. I got no idea.
My fault. That was my phone.
That's your phone.
One of my friends got banned from going live on TikTok.
Of course. Damn it. God damn.
You guys know my good friend. You guys know my good friend Cam's Wrestling Corner, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He got banned. He got suspended from going live.
God damn it, TikTok.
Good dude.
Yeah.
He's good.
Very good dude. But yeah, guys, I mean, we were talking about this for over 2 hours. Like I said, this one podcast isn't enough to talk about how great SmackDown was.
I can talk
We
about the
would
greatness of
legitimately come on in here again if we wanted to, and we probably do want to. but I think it is time to call it a night.
Dang it! I could talk about. We could talk about SmackDown all day.
It's about 1:30 here, my time and Lof's time. I think I think it's just it's time.
I think we can.
We'll definitely do this. We'll definitely do this type of a Tuesdays talk again because it's just a really cool time. Just going through memory lane and just doing things. It's fun.
Hey, before we go, I think we should do Raw next time.
We can do
Raw. We talked about SmackDown. We got to talk about Raw.
I mean, that makes sense. We can do Raw. Hell, I mean, Lof, I know you didn't watch a ton of NXT Black and Gold, but would you mind talking about NXT as well? You can talk about your times in NXT.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
I think I'm a lot more fit. I'm watching NXT right now, actually. I think I'm freaking like more fit to talk about it.
NXT now?
Watch it back. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, honestly, that could just fit our next 2 episodes of Tuesdays talk, honestly. Next Tuesday we got Raw, and then February 1st, NXT. Cool.
Look at that.
I like it. Well, not February 1st, because February 1st is a Wednesday. The 24th and the 31st. All right. So, yeah, we'll legitimately end January with the talk of NXT. That's cool.
Cool. When we talk about Raw, when we talk about Raw, I need to do one favor for me. I need Love to do one favor for me.
Uh-oh.
When we talk about it, when we talk about it, you got to bring the man back. Come on. You got to for the one time. You got to.
Y'all have no idea how much that hurts my vocal cords, y'all.
That's why I need you to like. He's like, hey, let's be honest. He's gonna freak out that we're gonna be talking about Raw next Tuesday. Let's be real, Phil. He's gonna freak out. He's gonna be like,
I'm gonna scream when Vince comes out. I know he's gonna be there. I know he's gonna be there on Monday.
I know he's gonna be there.
You guys know you can't do a Raw 30th anniversary without Vince because
yes, you can.
You can't.
You could.
Listen. I know you always despise him, but he's on the Mountain Rushmore about Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You could do one without Vince, but will they? That's the question. But that's
if Ric Flair is going to be there, the person that they tried to block from everything, if Ric Flair is going to be there, Vince will be there.
I want Billy Gunn to show up there so bad because Road Dogg's there. I want Billy Gunn to show up.
Will he mention the sisters at 30? He's got
all they had to do the last time to get Billy Gunn over there on Monday Night during the DX was just for AEW, and now it's just mentioned them. You didn't have to mention AEW by name. Well, all you could have done was the whole office equipment thing, and you would have been fine. Like,
hey,
dude,
Corey said it himself.
Office equipment, get him over there, and you're good to go.
Hey, Corey said it for us, though. He told us why Billy wasn't there.
Well, listen, all you had to do was just mention office equipment. That's all you have to do. Mention office equipment, and you're good to go. You don't legitimately have to say, oh, yeah, this guy's from AEW. No, because A, that's stupid. Mentioning an actual company on another company name. Just say office equipment. You're fine. You're good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Raw 30.
SmackDown.
We're getting the tickets this week. So we're
I'm going to
good to go.
SmackDown. Going to SmackDown on Friday. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna SmackDown this Friday? That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
I'm gonna be there. I'm not gonna be where you see me in the cameras. I'm gonna be like probably up at the top, probably.
Hey, you know,
Shit, us too. I ain't gonna cap.
as long as you're there, man. As long as you're there.
I'm gonna see KO and finally I get to see Roman Reigns. I never got a chance to see Roman Reigns live. Ever.
Oh man, you can actually put the one up in person. Look
Yes, yes. I would be like, where's the one? Let's go.
No.
And also, I'm probably gonna see
you
my
can
guy.
put the ones up in person.
Hey. Also, I get to see my guy. Let me talk to you, L.A. Knight. Yeah. I get to see him. And also, I probably get to see Bray Wyatt. I'm gonna see something crazy. I'm gonna be ready for it. Let's be ready. And also, like I said, I'm hoping to see some more. I know I'm probably gonna see Raquel and all them. Phil, Laugh. If I see you live there, trust me. I'll let you guys know. You'll see on TV. What am I saying?
Hell yeah. Dude, I mean, it's gonna be really cool to see. Because you're gonna get a contract signing between KO and Roman, so that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool.
And you got the start of the SmackDown Tag Team Title #1 Contender Tournament with the Banger Bros versus the Viking Raiders.
Oh my God.
The Banger
Big
Bros.
D,
Yeah.
Big D, in Sheamus. Oh my God.
There you go. Let's do this. And from Corbin, from the resource of Corbin, it looks like we just hit 700. So let me see.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Let me
Yes,
see.
we did it.
Let me see if our source of Corbin is correct. We did hit 700 subscribers. Let's go.
Easy money.
Phil.
300 more until 1K.
Phil.
Easy money. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Damn it, Locke, you're not into the fun. Yeah, damn it, Locke. See, Phil, that's why you my guy. See, that's why you my guy. That's why you my guy.
I'm not even doing it.
300 more. This looks like 30, but 300
tell the others?
more.
Someone tell the others.
Go.
Someone tell the others.
We'll probably text the chat. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. We hit 700 subscribers today on episode 306.
Woo!
Now we got 300 more to go until that coveted 1K. And that is going to be insane.
Good.
We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us here on OT. Bouncing down, but we also just we took a little bit of time to talk about what happened before the show kind of went on the air, and may Jay Briscoe rest in peace. May the Briscoe family just they're going through tough times right now, but we know they could bounce back. Tell everybody that you know that you love them. Stay safe. God bless. And we will talk to you, tonight for the AEW Dynamite post show on OTB. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.